Let's go to this conversation now. In March 2019, Professor Mashudu Chifularo and his team successfully performed a transplant surgery of a patient whose middle ear was completely damaged in a car accident, making it the first in the world. This groundbreaking procedure offers hope to many of those who suffer from loss of hearing. Professor Chifularo joins us this evening to talk about the progress of this technology so far. Prof, good evening, and thank you so much for your time tonight. Certainly a groundbreaking procedure. What made you and the team decide to take this case on?
Good evening to you and to your viewers. Firstly, when a challenge comes, if we're still alive, we're still breathing, we must take it on. That's what we decided to take it on. We are not cowards. So we wanted to solve the problem.
And let's talk then about solving the problem. Here's a patient who's just been presented to yourselves and the team, and they've lost their hearing, and certainly that can be a daunting task as any. How then did you, begin with this particular process and get to the point where the operation became successful?
The beginning was when we tried all other solutions, and we were always looking around for new technology. And the presence of the fourth industrial revolution and what the 3D technology can do, then we started to think outside the box. And when we started to think outside the box, that's when we saw the light on the other side of the tunnel. And that's why we said, let's follow this light and see where it leads us. And fortunately, we could successfully recreate all the bones of the middle ear using a 3D technology.
And let's talk then about this 3D technology, because I see here that you were even able to recreate bones, the hammer, and all of that. Just talk to us about this intricate process. How did it all unfold?
We look at available technology, and fortunately there were some gentlemen who have used a 3D technology in the country in Germiston. Then I showed them the CT scan, I showed them my intention, and then we look at it, and then we said, let's start to recreate different models. And then after that, then I had to try it in the lab. And after a period of 3 years, then we were successful to say we can recreate and put this thing in a human's ear, and the person can regain the hearing.
And
so it took us long.
No, continue, Prof. Continue.
So it took us long, but it's 2 years now, 2019, and I still continue to see the patient is still very happy. We are about to embark on a second phase of this study so that we'll be able to help majority of patients who need this type of treatment. And
what does the second phase entail?
The second phase is going to entail a clinical trial, because it's the first in the world. Nobody has done it. So it's almost like a hip replacement, which is the biggest joint in the body. And then the middle ear is the smallest bone in the body. So because it's new and nobody has done it, so I have to go through what we call clinical trial, follow the ethical principle, and then rewrite the process of doing this middle ear transplant. And so we are very, very excited. We're looking forward. As soon as we know what is happening with the COVID, in the second half of this year, we are going to hit the ground running again.
And Prof, in a time where, innovation is being encouraged, and yet we sometimes have a shortage of innovators, and I know that this has been a passion of yours, because you even focused on it over the last, decade for your PhD. Let's talk then about what made you decide to pay special focus to this, because this is an area that some would say is uncharted territory?
I think I was fortunate, because when I started training 30 years ago, I started to be very passionate about healing the patient with deafness, because if you cannot hear, it's like you watching the TV without sound, and you are isolated from the environment. And that's why I'm also very passionate about cochlear implant, middle ear implant. Like now, I'm going to do this middle ear transplant. So anything to do with reconstructing hearing is very close to my heart. And also just researching the deafness as such. It's one of my future dream that I have, that is to develop a center where we research fully on how can we improve or prevent damage to such a special sense organ, which is a sense of hearing. So just contributing and helping somebody. And when you restore their hearing, the joy you see, the tears you see, the hugs you receive from the patients is more than anything that you can buy to make a difference in somebody's life. So that's my passion, and I'm very, very focused, and fortunately things are coming around, and I'm getting support, to be able to do it. And we have patients waiting from all over the world. When I say all over the world, I mean all over the world.
And when, Prof, I mean, certainly this is groundbreaking. I mean, South Africa is making history here. Let's talk then about, access to funding, which is something that can then become a little bit of a challenge. How much support are you getting on the team to ensure that you continue with such a project?
I think I'm not sure if I'm even allowed. It's difficult to get funding because, when you do things like this, nobody believed you. And it's synonymous with anything that is new. Nobody believes because they don't see what you see. So innovators don't see now, they see 5 to 10 years down the line. And fortunately, I managed to get some limited funding, which can help me to do the first part of the study by one of the businessmen in the country who support the University of Pretoria. I don't think I'm allowed to mention the name, and also the principal at the University of Pretoria, Prof. Cooper, he helped me a lot together with this funder who has decided to put money to say, Chief Fularo, here is the money, go ahead and do the research. So I really owe him that support and just thank him.
Prof,
so it's not easy to get money.
Indeed, indeed. Prof, congratulations to you and the team. This is certainly something that is, we cannot really look at it as a small feat. This is groundbreaking indeed. And thank you so much for your time tonight, because this is certainly, quite a groundbreaking surgery that has been done, this procedure, 3D technology, just being able to ensure that somebody else is able to get the gift of hearing. And listening to Prof there just talking about how important it is for someone to then be able to be gifted with such, because then it improves their lives in a tremendous way. And certainly hoping that that second phase there gets underway soon, and he's then able to roll out such a project to various hospitals where a number of people are in need. And that was Professor Mashudu Chifularo.